Hello and welcome. This is Rooflemonger, my friends. Andy Bogard, the first DLC for Fatal Fury, is now out. And along with that, there is a bit of a patch. It's not gigantic. It reworks a lot of things, not the least of which a lot of training menu stuff, adding more options that existed than before. And technically some balance changes, although it's not that big of a deal. Although technically, Kind got buffed and T-Zoc got nerfed, technically. So make it that way you will. But yeah, so we have Andy, and I never got to play him before at any event or anything like that. So I figured, let's talk about him. And Andy is a very interesting character. Like, out of the gate, I thought it'd be someone who'd run, but he's a dash character, whatever. That's not a big a deal. But Andy is a very complete character. I remember very early on in the preview process, I'm like, is Andy Akuma now? Because he's got Demon Flip. And dude's got air fireballs, and like these are things that he's not had before, right? And I think Andy's kind of cool. And we also got a little bit of Andy lore talk to go through, but we'll save that after we talk about the gameplay. But hey, let's talk about the gameplay. So Andy's definitely an all-rounder. He's got Shoryudan, the uppercut style move, right? But the enhanced version's pretty good because leads to combos, right? And light version's invincible like you'd expect. I saw as an icon the elbow. Of course he would, right? That is one of the core moves. Although it has follow-ups now. It has a forward heavy punch, which is a knockdown. Forward heavy kick, which is a low-hitting sweep. So it's mostly for like rev excel, cancel fodder, just because it gives you more time to visually assess. Oh, got my hit. And then it can go into like whatever follow-up, go from there. The big change is Shoken. So the fireball. Andy's always, like in KOF specifically, Andy's always had a really good fireball. And this does not go full screen. Maybe a too little Akuma-like, right? Because Akuma had the fireball, didn't quite go full screen in Street Fighter V, right? So it's not bad. Like, it's solid space control and all that, right? Like, it will hit from distances you want it to hit from. But it's just, it's not something I was anticipating or expecting out of him to have a little bit of a curtailed projectile, especially in a game where projectiles are not weak at all. Like, look at Kind, right? I guess the thing though, even point blank, they're only -3, and it just gets kind of better from there. Like, even mild spacing can be a little bit plus, right? And that does actually matter, because he's got a monster stand heavy punch, the stand C. Like, the range on this is this is like some Billy Kane range. Like, look at that. I was never anticipating Andy to be able to like hit people from half the screen away with a normal, but then they're like, yeah, no, he can do that. You can do that now. Now, to be fair, it is not special cancelable, nor should it be, honestly. But just him getting such a monster normal is a big deal. So, like, little situations where you're like, say you toss out Hashoken and you're just like a little bit plus, right? Or depending on spacing, a lot bit plus, right? Because depending on your spacing, like, it's very risky to do like a quick dash cancel into like stand C and then just bully him. And on counter hit or better, depending on your spacing, it will link in the stand jab as well, right? So you can just go into combo ability. So it's just a random trait, but I'm like, wow, that's pretty good. And if you get a wild punish, well, like, yo, it's full combo starter, right? So good button. I like it. But then, so we have this sort of different Hashoken, but now we got this stuff in the air. Now, it also has the same sort of drawback, if you will. So you're not going full Akuma on somebody with full screen air fireball zoning, but you can do it like immediately after a jump. And you can be stupid advantage on hit. Like, a lot of ranges, because you can do it off a hop as well. And you can do it off a neutral jump as well, right? You can use it as, I think, a pretty effective poke. And from a lot of distances, it can be quite advantage on block as well, right? Once again, we talked about the threat of that stand C. So it's like something you actually kind of got to respect a little bit, which is just, once again, things I wasn't expecting out of them. And then, now there's also the enhanced version, right? And I feel like there's lower implications here, because Andy... not in arcade mode. Not in arcade mode. I didn't go through EOST, so I don't know about that. But he feels a hell of a lot meaner than before. Like this, right? The move's good. It's multi-hitting, plus on block. And, like, because it's so multi-hitting, it's so easy, just like, oh, did I get the hit? Cool, going to, like, rev excel, cancel, whatever, right? But then you got, like, the purple bits there, right? And purple energy in fighting games is always coded to evil. That's just kind of how it is. And he's got more than a few moves, like one of his supers here. You're going to see more purpley bits. You have his hidden gear, which is really cool, by the way. But it doesn't feel very Andy. It feels mean. Like, That's not very Andy. So like, I don't know if there's like, they're planning for some sort of dark turn with, you know, purple energy being part of that, and they just didn't follow through, or maybe it's in EOST, I don't know, not in arcade mode. But yeah, Andy's much more savage. Like we talk about Demon Flip, right? Like just choking people out and breaking necks and stuff. Like he's rude now. And I guess actually let's talk Demon Flip. So 4 options. Light is actually a command grab, unblockable. Like kick is an overhead, has to be blocked high, and if you delay it at all, no, don't delay it too much or you miss, but if you delay it at all, you can actually quite easily make it advantage on block. Okay, sure. Heavy kick's the usual standard low option now to flip. And if you do nothing, you just go to neutral and you go for a throw or whatever. And heavy punch is a cross up. So you actually have to use like the heavier version to cross up over their head, otherwise they'll kind of hit nothing, right? And that's barely negative on block, so it's whatever. And once again, just like the either overhead, this is a mid. You can crouch block this one, by the way. But if you do it deep, very plus. Now here's where we get some shenanigans. So enhance does like a little ninja teleport, right? And your options are still kind of the same. But if you do the cross up, it auto switches sides. Like, I mean, full screen. So full screen, he can be on you, like, he's not meant to be Hokotomaru, right? And yet here we are doing some of that kind of nonsense here. So it's almost like the students teaching the master, because rest assured, he ain't doing this in King of Fighters, right? So that's pretty strong. Speaking of King of Fighters, he does have his KOF target combo back, like kick, heavy kick. Although, well, Mai doesn't have it here, but Mai's version's a lot better in KOF 15 anyways. But it's nice to see he still has it. Now, as for other stuff, obviously, you know, the usual feint cancels, all that's a big part. For Andy, stand heavy kick feints +4 on block, stand heavy punch, which is multi-hitting feint, +2 on block, and you have to, by the way. So heavy punch is a very easy hit confirm, but it's actually full punishable on block if you do not taunt cancel the move. So you gotta make sure you do that. And stuff like close heavy kick, feint cancel goes in the crouch heavy punch. So you can get like a lot of your, you know, sassier combos when you're trying to go for stuff like that. So that's nice, right? You're gonna get some easy good damage out of Andy. Like baby example combo structure, but you can get something like this. There you go. There's probably be more optimal stuff, but for low rev gauge use, that's there. And yes, mule kick, still mule kick. So if you break it early, get the big juggle, or you can let it rock, right? So, you know, classic Andy stuff still there. Or if you're looking to burn more meter, more rev gauge, and want something a bit more elaborate, you can try something like this. Once again, probably not optimal. So there you go, something you can slop together. One thing to note about that, it probably helps more for meterless combos, is after a mule kick launch, if you go for the uppercut Shoryudan right away, it will not connect. You have to like dash cancel it, and that can lead to like some meterless stuff as well. So like something like that, right? DP break, then regular DP, right? So if you absolutely can't afford to spend meter, that gives you a break launcher into another break launcher into like whatever follow-up. So there is that. Only other bit of like day one tech I got for you is I got a meaty overhead setup figured out for you. So if you do whatever combo and you end up here with like a DP break into light DP, so you get the knockdown right. So his overhead is 24 frames, and depending on where it hits, gonna have, you know, decent advantage, but we need more to combo. And all you gotta do here is a frame kill setup. So do this, do that, then purposely whiff throw, and all of a sudden we're plus 25. Once again here, this is plus 20 or 24 frames of startup. You do the math, and that leads to a situation where you can combo in the close light punch and, well, combo out from there. Day one, there's going to be a lot more tech to be figured out. That's pretty interesting and fun, I think. And now Andy in story mode, I guess a little spoilers, you're forewarned, but I do like that they gave him a bit more agency versus Geese, because obviously it's been Terry versus Geese forever, and Andy's a part of it, but he's never had really any say in it, right? So they did have it that Andy also fought Geese and apparently got like a very, very bad injury. So basically it's now allegations of can he still go? Obviously, Terry's going stronger than ever, especially multimedia wise, right? Andy, maybe not so much. His brother and his girlfriend might be in Street Fighter, but not him. And they don't really advance the Andy Mai lore in any way that you might have hoped. You ain't ever getting that wedding, right? So closest you'll get to that is the what if in Street Fighter. But it's there a little bit. And there is some admittedly nice moments. So they got some stuff, right? So I do appreciate that at least. They are giving Andy some of his flowers and some moments. But yes, that's day one. Tears way too early. All I can say is Andy's a very complete character and a very interesting character. They can do a lot of fun things. At bare minimum, his ability to control the screen is fantastic. He's dripping with easy plus frames thanks to EX Shoken. And also very easy hit confirms thanks to it as well, right? So he's got some stuff. We'll see how it pans out, but so far, at least in this very, very early juncture, when it comes to Andy Bogard, thumbs up from me. And, well, that's it for the video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some Fatal Fury.